What is going on, FP Dope? This is Counterfool / Campofdoodie, whatever you want to call me. And we're starting this video off with a kick return with Brad Smith because I can't get kick returns on Madden 12 like I used to on Madden 11 and Madden 10. But one with Brad Smith, I had to put in the video. Why not? So, excuse me. This video is my 2012 NFL Draft Sleeper. We are about 5 or 6 days away. I keep thinking it's the 28th starts, but I know it starts on a Thursday. So Thursday, whatever day Thursday is, don't hate on me for that. But I don't care. It's a draft. I like watching the draft because you get to watch your favorite team draft. Maybe your next star player, maybe your next bust or something. I don't know. I don't know why it would be exciting to watch someone draft a bust, but I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you who the sleeper is. Give them a little background of their physical, statures, their height, their weight, some of their combine stats, some of their game stats from their early seasons or last season. A little background on who they played with, all that, and then I'm gonna compare them to a former or a current pro that I think if they do break out, how far they will go in potential with them, and if they end up being a bust, how much of a bust they will be. I'm just gonna think off my top of the head who I think it is. I'm not really looking into it because that would just take forever. But I'm just gonna think off of mine maybe who who would best he would best fit. So my 2012 NFL Draft Sleeper is Marvin McNutt, a wide receiver from Iowa. He is 6'3", 216 pounds. He ran a 4.5 and 40 times, 37 vertical, 10-2 broad. His arms are 31 and 5/8 inches, and his hands are 10 inches. Right now, he's projected to go second to fourth round. But if you keep up with the draft, there's a lot of people rising at the moment. After the combine, it was Poe. He thought he'd be top 10 pick, but he's dropping like a rock right now. You got Stephen Gilmore, who's pretty much a top 10 pick at the moment. And they're saying at this point, actually, they're not saying anything. At this point, he's just rising up so fast, he might even be drafted for Claiborne, which I doubt will happen. But Gilmore right now, the Jaguars are saying they love him, and they will take him at 7 if he is there. So he's rising up. There's a whole bunch of people rising up at the moment. A whole bunch of people dropping. But my voice is fucking with me. But Marvin McNutt has not been really talked about that much by the expert, Todd McShay, Mr. Tan Man, and Mel Kiper. I personally like Mel Kiper better than Todd McShay. Todd McShay is a fucking idiot. I don't know how he still has this job. Mel Kiper's been in longer, and they're trying to replace him with Todd McShay like he's the expert. God damn it. But Marvin McNutt, to me, why he's intriguing is because his stats say he's gonna prevail. He might not be, your number one receiver, depending on what system you play in and whatnot. And personally, I think he could be a star player because I'm looking at his stats and his college stats. He played in the Big Ten, which just added up Oklahoma, Nebraska, Ohio State. They have all these good teams in there. A lot of the teams in there run pro offenses and defenses. And he was facing, some of the top corners from the past 40 years. I think he was a senior when he came out. Actually, I think he only played 3 years, actually. And he went against top defense, top corners, top safeties. And his quarterback was Ricky Stanzi for all but 1 year. And he was Ricky Stanzi's top target. Now, here's the stats with Ricky Stanzi. His first season was Ricky Stanzi. Well, his stats with Ricky Stanzi, I don't even know what. There's just a hoopla right over here. But 53 catches for 861 yards and 8 touchdowns. That was 2 seasons ago. And his first season that he actually started, if I'm correct, the first season he barely played. The second season he had 34 receptions for 674 yards and 8 touchdowns. And he, for having 8 touchdowns with only 34 receptions, he got a big reception to touchdown ratio. So that shows, he could have the big playability, or he's a target in the red zone. Iowa, during the first 2 years McNutt was starting, they had a pretty big run offense. So, oh my God, I'm just cracking up with these burps and everything. So he has the same thing as like a Stephen Hill. Stephen Hill ran a triple option, and see, Stephen Hill was my sleeper, but he just rose like a rocket after his 40 time. He's a smaller Calvin Johnson. Look at all the receivers coming out of Georgia Tech: Demaryius Thomas, Calvin Johnson. There's a whole bunch that came out of there. That's why he's rising. He would have been my sleeper if he never went to Georgia Tech, because he just, like I said, he's rising. And so Marvin McNutt was still always intriguing to me. And the fact that he was consistent with 8 touchdowns his first 2 years with Ricky Stanzi, and the only 2 years he had Ricky Stanzi, he would have been more productive if he played in a better offense, passing offense. Like I said, they wouldn't run heavy. They were one of the top running teams in the nation. They had Sean Green. I don't know who else they had. They had a big running back last year. He's really good. He's got really good hands and runs good routes. He can make the big plays with his speed and size, and he's really good quickness off the ball and everything. Pretty much what you would look into a wide receiver. It's typical of a wide receiver to have all those. The fact that he's projected to go second, third, or fourth round, and he has those, I'm surprised he ain't higher. But last year, this is what really, really stood out to me. He went from 53 catches 2 years ago with Ricky Stanzi. When he gets a new quarterback, he gets 82 catches for 1,315 yards and 12 touchdowns. He was destroying a lot of the Big Ten, secondaries and defenses. And 82 catches in college, that's a lot in my mind. Some might be other guys, but for the fact that he got 82 catches and 1,300 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns, and he's still not in the top 64 picks in that, I don't know. And the only reason he's not a first round pick, which I found is stupid from these scouts, is because he couldn't get separation from Alfonso Dendre, the corner for Nebraska, who was a top 50 pick at one point. I do not know why he dropped off. He's a really good corner, but Nebraska has a good defense. I don't know why that's a knock on him. And I feel like Marvin McNutt is a very underrated player. I think he could be a star in the league. If he's going to be a star, I think he'd be like a Marvin Harrison, or I can't think of it. Rodney Harrison, Torrey Holt, who was he? Those type of guys. And if he's bad enough, if he kind of bust, I would say like a Brandon Stokely type of guy. He'd probably be a slot type, But that is it for the video. Marvin McNutt, draft sleeper, watch where he gets drafted.